Today is Tuesday, the 6th of May, and I am making today a walking day, and I'm on the path leading up to the summit of Great Orme. Oh, it's going in that direction anyway, so not much by way of any other route it can take, because that's about all there is. So, another blue sky day, and as has been usual, very little wind in the morning, but a wind off the sea has over the last few days built up in the afternoon. However, we'll see what today brings. Tomorrow I'll be back to cycling, and we'll be making our way to Bangor, or Bangor is probably the more correct pronunciation. And then the day after that, I actually drive to Bangor and set up a new hotel base there, and I think it's a Tudor house. So, two things coming up to add more variation to this mainly cycling holiday. But today just felt appropriate to take a little bit of a walk, which is just wonderful. I did actually read, when I was doing my research on Great Orme, that there is lots of ticks up here, something to look out for. So this morning I paid a visit to Superdrug and bought myself some Deep Jungle formula that actually said on it it was also for ticks, and I've liberally placed it on my skin from the socks upwards and from my arms and around my neck. So we're just reaching the top, well, not the summit but the top, to this fantastic view. And looking in this direction, you can see the cable cars and the bay beyond, with the hills rising up in the background. How beautiful is it up here? I mean, it's absolutely glorious. Boat heading out, a sailing boat out in the distance. And the signpost I'll go over and have a look at. being an issue here, I'm a bit, you know, unsure about sitting on the grass. I look for a rocky bit where it might be less chance of ticks. So, oh, there's a little car park over here as well. I can see right at the end. Possibly this is the bit that there was a concrete ramp leading up from where I was cycling around that I stopped and put the bike down to the side and walked up. I think it is, in fact, because I recognised the terrain just before it. Anyway, I'm going to walk down towards it just to see if it is the bit. I'm pretty sure it is. Where I followed round the lower route on my bike. I believe you can actually camp up here. I don't think you have to be back down. There's no water or anything that I've seen. No streams. Yes, that's certainly the one I was on, over on that rocky platform there, or just below that, pretty sure. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that way. I'm going to go back across the Great Orme, not by the lower road. Nice though it is and was when I cycled it, but today you just can't give up this greenery and its beauty. There's just such a variety of walking on the way back to Llandudno. It's just wonderful. I mean, I know the sunshine is making it as beautiful a day as it is, but to walk through the gorse and the scent of it is just quite fantastic. This has got to have been one of the most beautiful walks I've ever done, actually, with regard to the walking terrain and the views. Absolutely breathtaking. The view looking back across the fields to the church and up to the summit. And there it is, Little Orme, and just hidden between the rise of the hill on my right in Little Orme sits Llandudno, and that'll be me back. Fantastic. Well, that's this video about finished. I'm now back at the ski centre, a great view, and decided it's better to just stop here, have my drink of water. No coffee this time, no flask, but and I've walked basically over 6 miles, so pretty good. The reason I've stopped here is this view that I have to actually get a shot of. happy valley. Look all it's doing. And complete with the lily pond.